Welcome to Miracle Network's Wednesday meditation. I'm so glad we're all here together. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button below to receive updates and notifications. Today we're joined by Cate Grieves, who will lead us in meditation, and then we have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we open it up for sharing. We end at 10:45. Over to you, Cate.
Hi everyone, lovely to be here again. So just giving you all a big hug, extending love from me to you, joining in that love, God's love, beautiful love, divine love, just feeling that within me, around me, sharing that. So thank you everyone for being here and joining in this beautiful meditation. So today, I was guided to bring along a meditation it's actually an active meditation. If you like to do this, you've got an option to just sit quietly for the 20 minutes if you like, or you can do this activity during the meditation. So feel into what feels right for you, but I'm going to be going through lesson 34. I could see peace instead of this. So this is a really powerful lesson in that it comes after lesson 33. There is another way of looking at the world. So there is another way of looking at the world. And here in this lesson that we'll be doing today is the answer. I could see peace instead of this. So I'm just going to read a little bit from this particular lesson and just give you some instructions if you'd like to do this forgiveness. It's a forgiving meditation. So the idea for today begins to describe the conditions that prevail in the other way of seeing. Peace of mind is clearly an internal matter. It must begin with your own thoughts and then extend outward. It is from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises. So we have to have peace in our mind for us to see peace. We have to have that love in our mind for us to see the love. So the instructions for this meditation are, I want you to, during this 20 minutes, search your mind for any fear thoughts, any anxiety-provoking situations, any offending personalities that you're at the moment. If you've got anything in your mind about any fear, concerns, anything that's provoking anxiety within you, or anyone that you think has an offensive personality, or any events, anything that you think. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to, if you can, just bring each one into your mind during this period. Just look at it and then repeat this particular saying. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. So I'll just repeat that again. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. And try to say it really slowly to yourself as you look at the situation. So anything that's bringing up anxiety, concern, worry, any offending personalities, just let one by one come in and then just repeat that. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. And so that's the very simple forgiveness. And try to slow it right down. Do it really, really unhurried. So he will go for a meditation. Thanks, Teresa.
Open your eyes and come back into the room. We have 19 minutes left for sharing. If you'd like to share, raise your hand and I'll invite you to take yourself off mute. Vivian, take yourself off mute. You still
There
yeah.
we go. Um, it was rather amusing. I have a very practical story with regards to this. Many years ago, when I was working with my daughter in a cafe in Norwich, and I had been sent out to the market nearby to get vegetables for the day. As I was coming back from the market with a great big box of vegetables in my hand, there was a horrible fight in the city. There was a man and a woman and a child, and a man on the ground having his head kicked in, and there was blood. And it was fairly new in my days of doing the course, but immediately the phrase came into my mind, I could see peace instead of this. So I actually went to the man who's kicking the other man's head in, a very tall, big man actually, and just tapped him on the shoulder and said, "This is not the way." And he turned round and said, "Who the F are you?" And but it stopped him kicking the man on the ground, who was able to get up from the ground. It enabled the lady he was with to drag him off into the nearest department store with the little boy. So that all ended, all of that violence ended with me just tapping him on the shoulder to say, "This is not the way." And I asked somebody, I said, "What was that about?" It was horrible. They said, well, the man on the ground was the ex-husband of the lady, and he'd been trying to get to see his little boy. And the new lover, the new man, was not having it, and big fight. But I've always remembered that Course in Miracles thing, and just being very gentle with the man. I didn't shout at him at all, just said, "This is not the way." Stop the whole thing. I got back quite shaken, actually. My daughter said, "Are you all right? You're looking rather pale." I said, "I've just stopped a nasty fight in the city centre." So it's important to hold these words in one's mind because one even take practical action sometimes.
Thank you, Vivian. That was lovely. It feels like you were guided to do what you did in that moment. You were given those words, and you would have first felt that something impelling you to, without judgment, just remind our brother, choose again, choose once again. Thank you.
Who'd like to share?
Did anyone, if you were doing the actual forgiveness process, did anyone feel that they had a shift of perception around something that they were looking at and they felt more peaceful about it, maybe even neutralized it?
John, take yourself off
Yeah.
mute.
Hi, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kate, because that was just so perfect. Because I think a lot of psychologists say that two of the most stressful things humans ever do is, I think, divorce and uh, selling or buying a property. I've done the other two twice. I've got that sorted, I think, now. But at the moment, we're in the process of selling and therefore needing to get the sale to buy. And I have to say that meditation really helped me, because I recognized that everything, it works. That's the thing. It works. When I remember that everything, like the Course says, I can't remember which lesson it is, but I could be hurt by nothing but my thoughts. That's such a powerful reminder, but I forget it. So I've been really needing to do that exercise on our buyer, and and it really worked. And because I suffer from a disease, I think many people may identify with this, and it's called "I want it and I want it now" disease. And I always had that, and that's something I have to watch. And I suddenly thought one day, that's great. How can I help this disease? And the message came through to me, just said, remember how now is spelt, N-O-W. So I decided that meant not our work. So that was very helpful to me. And but what I really, really realized, that everything is happening in perfect timing. Again, in the Course, everything is happening for my good, and everybody's good. And I'm not the one that can see the whole picture. So it was so lovely. And so it's remembering it, isn't it? It's remembering it. But when I make peace and feeling good, my main objective, that's when things help. And those little exercises, like just stopping and saying that, is it's a wonderful Course. So thank you for the reminder.
Thank you. That was great. Anyone else?
Annie.
Much the same, in a sense, just like John. I woke up in the middle of the night last night, really anxious about the whole thing. And there's no need to be anxious. I know that in a logical way. I always rely on breathing to connect me again. And we were reading every morning we read a thing from Alan Cohen, and he had this beautiful thing about the breath. And if you think about it, I could see peace instead of this. It comes with the breathing. It's a sort of practical tool, back to the practical tools. And he did this lovely story of how he has a little tiny budgie little baby bird was lying on his desk, and its head was lying on a piece of foil, and he could see the condensation and the breath coming in and out. And it reminded him, absolutely everything on this earth relies on breathing, be it an insect, be it a whale, be it a cow, be it us. And it's a wonderful way of thinking how that connects us as one, just through the breathing. And I think today that meditation really helped to remind me to see this whole situation and anxiety about selling a house and all the processes. It's the same, it just takes time and you have to be patient. So we help each other on that one. But thank you so much. It was a very helpful meditation today.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, patience, isn't it? Just knowing everything works together for good. Whatever's meant to happen is meant to happen in the length of time that it takes.
Who'd like to share? Sue.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, thanks very much for that. It was a really good opportunity. I don't have that much problems in my own life. I've got a very, very quiet life. But there's so much crazy going on in the world at the moment that I'm feeling very overwhelmed. And we were talking about this yesterday. So I thought I would try and work on some of the things that are going on in the world that upset me. And I didn't get anywhere. They're too big and they're people that I don't know. So I brought it much closer to home and I worked on still somebody that I don't know, but somebody that I know a lot about and see pictures of him and so on and so forth. And I just kept in my mind a mental picture of what this guy looks like and kept saying I could see peace when I look at the situations that this person is involved in. And I just kept going round that loop with the picture. And then I thought, yeah, but I don't know how to see peace. So I kind of changed it a little bit, and I switched it to show me peace in this situation. And the situations were all still there, and this world's still full of crazy. But something changed for me in it's not really a relationship, but the connection, if you like, that I've built up about this guy in my mind. And there's still work to do, 20 minutes isn't long enough to sort the world's crazy. But I feel that I've got to start, at least in this particular situation, because, yeah, I've no idea how to see peace. But I can only ask to be shown it.
Yeah, thank you. So that was really, really good. And I'm really glad that, like, when we're struggling with something, the Holy Spirit can bring in the question or the way for you, something different for you to say, where your mind is starting to experience peace rather than the story, the projected story onto it. I mean, we're really trying to be free of all the stories about everything and anyone, and things have heated up throughout the seeming world in the last 12 months. And I felt that this was a really good lesson for if you are experiencing concerns about things in the world, to really bring them up in your mind and say, no, I could see peace in this situation instead of what I'm seeing now. So you can. Jesus says this is our work, to bring it up and to really be willing to be free of all the stories around these people, situations. And obviously we've all got our own worldly things with family and friends and work situations. So it can be applied to anything, but this was brought in very strongly for me this week, that if you're caught up, to tell yourself there is another way of looking at the world. If you're sick of being caught up in stories, there's, lots of, mainly two sides to all these stories. And you might find yourself getting defensive onto one side. And of course, as soon as we defend a position, we're really separating from our brother, and things seem to be escalating. So we want to be the ones that are giving a solution to, So I was talking at my group during the week and bringing this up, and I just said, it's okay to have no opinion. That's defenselessness. So when my family start talking to me about it, and people here some people are really caught up in it, and want to ask and say, well, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? I just say I don't have any opinion about it. And it's the Holy Spirit has guided me just to, because what can happen is the ego will tell you that you've got to have an opinion to look smart or to be informed, but you don't. You don't need to know what's going on. You don't need to be informed. It's being informed about stuff in a dream if you really want to know what's going on in the dream today. But what happens is when we make it real and we hold a position and we get defensive, we're caught. We're caught up in the dream. We're making it real. and nothing's happened. You're not guilty for making it real. There's no guilt for getting caught up in it. But be careful, because once you hold a position and start defending it, you're really separating, you're really reinforcing separation. And it seems that this is kind of, coming up in our minds, coming up to be healed. So we have to be the lights of the world. We have to be the light of the world by saying, I don't listen to the news. I don't hold a position. I believe in love. I believe in loving everyone equally, and then not going into any justification or anything like that, and being okay with being the different one, with something very different to say. That might be helpful. So I could see peace instead of this. I can see peace in this situation that I'm looking at instead of what I now see. So if you're caught up thinking someone's right and someone's wrong, this war should stop, this war shouldn't start, this shouldn't happen, these people shouldn't starve, I could see peace instead of this. See it as a dream, that God knows nothing about bodies. We're still with God, dreaming of this silly world. It's just a silly dream in our mind. It has no consequences at all. Okay.
That's a beautiful reminder. Thank you. Thank you.
Did someone say something?
I said that's a beautiful reminder. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Sue.
Thank you.
Yeah, be defenceless. Know nothing. Be a dummy. Just say I don't know. And be okay with being a dummy. Be happy and peaceful. And obviously, if we need to help someone or something, we do that. But like Kent Wapnick says, be normal, but hold the metaphysics in your mind as well.
Who would like to share? Norman, take yourself off mute.
Snippets from two Beatles songs. Nothing is real and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. And the other little one, there will be an answer. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great song. Mother Mary spoke to me, bringing words of wisdom. Let it be. There's your answer.
Okay, we come to the end of our time together. Thank you all for being here and wonderful sharing. Kate, that was great. Take yourself off mute and express your appreciation to...
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Kate.
Kate.
Okay.
Love
Thank
you.
Thank
Pray
you,
for
Kate.
you.
Thank you, Teresa
Thank you,
and Dan.
Kate.
Yes.
Everyone.
Thank you, Miracle
Thank you all.
Network.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Good day.